Hi, my name is David P Shapiro. I'm the owner and managing partner of the law office of David P Shapiro, located in San Diego, California, where my firm helps good people regain control of their future when charged with a crime. In this video, I want to talk to you about our monthly San Diego Superior Court update. And we are doing this video at the end of January 2021, and we just heard this week an announcement that jury trials are set to resume, at least on calendar, set to resume by the second week of February, barring any unforeseen circumstances with COVID and the need to sort of scale back. And the first instinct on our end at my firm was, okay, that's great, but will the DA have witnesses? Will the defense have witnesses? Will, there be jurors? Right? Because that's what happened the last time they tried this in October, is they did like 2 or 3 trials, I believe, and then they ran out of jurors. So you get a jury duty summons, and a lot of people, like, they'd laugh at it in the middle of a pandemic. And they'd laugh at it certainly when, up until the end of January, pretty much from December into the end of January, it was better part of those 2 months, California was on a quote-unquote stay-at-home order. Right? So that's going to be really, really interesting to see if you or a loved one have a trial date coming up in February, March, or April. What's really going to happen with their case? The first step is, are the parties, meaning is the defense, is the prosecution going to be ready to try the case? I don't see that being an issue from a preparation standpoint. There's certainly been enough delays where everyone should be up to speed, but there may be an issue as it relates to having available witnesses. So what do we do if a witness that we want to call for trial is like, hey, I'm not coming into trial, right? I'm not physically coming into that courtroom. Well, that's a big problem, right? And then what do you do when a client comes in and if they're wearing a mask? Obviously, everyone has to be safe. There are certain body expressions, there are certain facial features that are essential for a jury to judge someone's credibility if your case involves credibility. So there's so many unknowns at this point in time about what's going to happen as it relates to jury trials. Because, in San Diego, to their credit, for pretty much since early April, most of the hearings, especially the ones where clients have been in custody and in jail waiting charges, have gone forward by way of Microsoft Teams with the occasional, sporadic half in-person appearance, meaning, where the defendant, the defense attorney, the judge, court staff are there, but the DA's not there. The DA's in his or her office, and the witnesses are in the DA's office testifying by way of Microsoft Teams. So, there's so much uncertainty about what's happening, but we just want to get this video out there to let you know that if you have a trial date coming up February, second week of February or beyond, you may very well have a jury trial. And you should definitely be reaching out to your attorney, finding out what the strategy is, what the plan is, why it makes sense to try and push forward for trial, why it may make a whole lot of sense not to go to trial anytime soon. Certainly the early part of 2021 may not make a whole lot of sense to your case. And finally, the real factor here too is even if jurors show up, even if witnesses show up, from a defense standpoint, you want to look at it, as I'm sure the prosecution is, what type of juror is showing up to jury duty in the middle of a pandemic like COVID? So you have to factor that in. Is that a juror that may be sympathetic to your case? Is that a juror that will have no patience for your case or for your defense and will not give you a fair shake at trial? So all those things factor in. It's really an interesting and fascinating issues coming to play here because of this pandemic. It's unfortunate that it's come there, but it is really interesting to see what's going to develop in the coming months. And if you have any questions about your case or what's going on at the courts, use us as our informational resource. That's fine. Give our firm a call, 619-295-3555.